Good morning, everyone. This will be the September 2024 council meeting update. I'm going to give you a lot of events and dates and times up front. As always, stay tuned to our social media. If you don't have social media, send me an email. Let me know, and I will do my best to try to get you some information via email or call. But all of these events are on the city social media, the council members' social media, the Kiwanis Club, Save-On Seasoning Festival, Carecrow Business Association. Those are really some groups you want to follow on social media to stay up to date with the most current events that are happening. We have a lot of great things, a lot of free events happening. I'm going to go through them. I know it's a lot just to be able to hear in a video and remember, but please stay tuned to our social media for all of these details. So we've got Halloween coming up. The one that we heard specifically about was the Carecrow Scare and Crow. This is an event I've gone to a few years. It's really great. That'll be Sunday, October 27th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's at Carecrow Park, what some people call KSI Park, near Sonic. And it's a trunk or treat type event. There's sponsors, and the thing that I really like about it, I know not all kids and parents are crazy about being out after dark. This is a daytime event. Kids can walk around and collect, candy and treats and their games and events. It's a really nice event. It's well put on, and so that'll be Carecrow Scare and Crow October 27th, 4 to 6. The day before that, we'll have the other Halloween event that's traditionally held downtown. More details to come, but it'll be similar to previous years. It'll be in the evening. Downtown will be closed. There'll be vendors and such downtown. The haunted house, which will be put on by the Kiwanis Club, big success the last few years. My kids loved it. So, and then where there's going to be an alumni event at Pelican Park, October 19th. That is homecoming weekend. It's going to be sponsored or put on by a 2004 Carecrow alumni. Much more details to come. I'm waiting on the flyer, but it'll be a family event. There'll be health screenings. There'll be a walk and run. There'll be a gumbo cook-off, live music. So I think, they're trying to really bring the community back together, and a true homecoming event. So I'm excited about it. Stay tuned. I'm going to have some more information on that. On September 25th, so coming up here in about 8 days, Super One Foods is going to have a food drive. The holidays are coming up, of course, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and these can be very difficult times for families in our community who struggle just for the bare necessities to feed their families week to week. And so if there's something you can do as we prepare for the holidays, Super One Foods has always been an amazing partner for us. For our citizens in our community, they always step up in times of need. So stay tuned for details on that. Please kind of start thinking about and considering your holiday giving as you're planning your family's meals and events. I've been talking about, and the mayor and her team have done a really good job partnering with Second Harvest Food Bank. And so this week, there are some opportunities to give food out. So today, which I'm recording this on Tuesday, September 17th, the people who traditionally got the Catholic Charity commodities, they already know about it, but they can go today, this morning, and get their commodities. Tomorrow and Thursday, there'll also be opportunities. Some are for anyone who meets the income requirements, and some are just for the elderly. Please call City Hall if you're not sure, if you think you may qualify. We are very fortunate that we have a large amount of food we're able to distribute. And so please reach out to City Hall, and they will be able to get you in touch with the right people. If you know somebody, if your neighbor, your family member, your kid's friend may be in need of food, this is an opportunity to get them that. And so they can attempt to qualify while they're there, and all they need to bring is a driver's license. You do need to live in the city limits of Carecrow. I think as we go forward, they'll look to expand that program, but we've been approved for the city limits. So please let your neighbors know, let your friends know, let people know that we have things for them. We can help. They just need to come out and bring a driver's license. Um, so I think those were the big things for the events that are happening. I'm gonna. Oh, I'm sorry. One more really big one. There was a Parish Proud event. There's a couple of cleanup and Parish Proud events that were happening due to the storm. Some were changed. Now it's basically going to be one large Parish Proud event. That'll be on October 5th. It'll be a downtown cleanup. It'll be a cleanup of some of the schools. And so Councilwoman Danielle Caprito's for years done an amazing job coordinating with Parish Proud and beautifying our parks and our streets and our community. And so this will be another one of those efforts. October is usually a beautiful time to get out, whether you're an individual or a neighborhood association, maybe a school club, an adult club that want to come out and help beautify our community. October 5th, more details coming, but that'll be a great day to come out. We expect hundreds of people from all over the parish in South Louisiana to come out and help us beautify our community. So getting into it, we heard some updates from the consultants. I thought we really got great updates this month. We get great updates every month, but this month was really packed with good information. I'm going to try to hit the highlights so that we don't go too long here. We heard from the gas and street supervisor, Mr. Seth Darbone. They removed a lot of trees in preparation of the hurricane. They cleared out ditches and coulees and canals. If you've noticed, the grass along the interstate is a bit unsightly. That tractor has been down. They anticipate having it fixed shortly, and they'll be able to catch back up there. They're, of course, cutting grass everywhere. There's lots of grass cutting going on. Ms. Lisa Mesh gave an update from the city clerk perspective. They're working on the budget. They are catching up and finishing on the audit entries that need to be done and working on the millage. So they're doing well. Mr. Purvis Morrison was out. We heard from Mr. Mike Woodall on a Parks and Recreation update. I thought we had a great update from him. The Adult Softball League at Pelican is just finishing up. They're going to be starting registration for the Fall and Winter League. I understand that's going well. Flag football is happening through War Chiefs. This Wednesday, which probably is tomorrow for most of you watching this, Wargene stormy weather at McCready canceled last week that event due to weather, but weather's forecast to be great tomorrow. They had some boxing at the Carrico Community Center. The Welcome Center's open. Beautiful if you haven't seen it. The finished product is better than I expected. There's a gun show this weekend at the sports complex. So a lot happening. Mr. Mike Woodall is doing an amazing job at the sports complex. If you're not aware, there's lots of things happening there. Kids' birthday parties. There are homeschool PE. There's pickup soccer. There's adult leagues, kid leagues, soccer. It's unbelievable the amount of things that are going on there. And he's really done a great job of making that open and accessible to the public, but also watching the margins and ensuring that when and where we can generate a bit of a profit, we're doing that. And I think he's done a great job, and we're really lucky to have him on board. Chief David Anderson, one really important, another event coming up, free event my kids and my family have loved for years, is a National Night Out. That'll be October 1st from 5 to 7 p.m. New location because the new police station is open. So those two amazing helicopters, that Black Hawk and the Acadian Ambulance helicopter, will land behind the new police station. Parking will be in and around the police station and in and around the library and community center. So kind of keep an eye out as you're going. You'll see where cars are parking. It's going to depend on the weather and how wet things are, but just such a great event. There's free food and vendors and really lots of law enforcement out there. It's a great time to come out, meet the community, and meet those who are serving and protecting you. We did go over a bit of stats over the crimes from the last month. Things are going well. We then heard from the fire chief, some good information there. We get a 2% tax rebate because of all the hard work that he does. That is a insurance premium rebate that we get. We got a little bit more than last year. That's about in the $130,000 a year range that we get from that. The thing I'm most excited about, though, is that for those of you who follow these emails and such for some time, I've talked about the amount we get from the parish to offset what it costs us to protect those in the unincorporated areas. We're going to get a significant increase, about a 25% increase, almost up to 170,000 going forward. And so, really excited. He and the other fire chiefs have done a lot of work to get that number to where it really makes sense for the municipalities. So, very excited. Can't thank the chief enough. Done a really great job. We got great updates from KSI, Kiwanis, and the Save-On Seasoning Festival. I am trying to keep it as brief as I can, but the information really is so good. I think you deserve to have it. So we heard from Ms. Burt from KSI, who really gave a great update. They are they're doing well. They're up and running. They have volleyball, they have football, they have flag football. Of course, they had baseball and softball. They have joined back with Lafayette Parks and Recs, which they were not a part of for some time. The big benefit there is that it allows them to play in a lot more leagues and facilities. Previously, they were kind of having to find games because they didn't have enough teams to support a full season. And that's very common nowadays for those of you who are not kind of up to speed on rec sports and youth sports. With all these travel teams and such coming on board, which is fine, rec sports has really taken a hit. And so each municipality and group just doesn't have enough teams to fully play. So they can't, there's not enough teams at any, at Scott or Youngsville or Broussard to support typically all the games being played there. So they travel to the other municipalities to play. But being a part of Lafayette Rec Sports now, they're part of a larger organization that they can play with the other teams in this area rather than having to travel and beg and scramble for games. So really great there. It's going to cost them a little bit more money, but it's better for the kids, and Ms. Burt's on board. It is $65 per kid for all sports. They do have some limitations on who they can take based on where you live. You'd have to talk to them about exactly those details, but they're up and running. I want to support them. We're going to have a lot more discussions about KSI and what does that look like going forward. But it sounds like for now they're doing really good, and I appreciate that. We heard from Kiwanis. They just had their ball this past weekend by all reports. Great success. They're really doing some amazing things. They're going to be doing the haunted house for the Halloween event. They're going to be giving out gifts to kids during the Christmas parade. Of course, they have snacks and such for standardized testing. They have coat closets. They have comfort closets at 5 of the area schools. It's really amazing what this group does. Of course, they have the very popular food pantry behind City Hall. And so lots of great things happening with Kiwanis. The Save-On Seasoning Festival, I've been excited from the beginning. I am getting more and more excited as it goes on. The festival is November 8th through 10th. I can't begin to tell you all the things that are happening. They've already had their pageant. If you haven't seen the pictures of that, really, really nice. There's going to be a seasoning festival. There's going to be 2 stages. I did not know that before last night. There's going to be the main stage, and then there'll be a smaller stage, which is actually the Macrodee stage. To play on there, the band either has to be from here or they have to be a children's band. So I'm excited about that stage and to see what comes there. There's going to be, of course, a carnival. There's going to be a chili dog eating contest, food vendors, seasoning makers, so many things. The other exciting thing is all the food vendors will either have a brick and mortar restaurant here in Carencro or will be a nonprofit in Carencro. So this is a great way for us to support our businesses. Very excited about it. We did touch a little bit on parking, more to come. All the details are not completely ironed out, but I've heard enough details to know we're in good shape. I really feel good. There will be some busing and there will be some sort of remote parking as I understand it, but the traffic and the congestion I think has been worked out. And so I'm really excited about that. This is going to be a really great event. I'm going to skip over a few things that are kind of not urgent for the sake of time. We talked a little bit more about the electric vehicle charging station. Just to give you some details, this was a $2.3 million grant to place a charging station in one of the businesses along the economic corridor, probably along I-49. That did require about a $470,000 match from the city of Carencro. I'll be honest, personally, I am interested in the project, but not at $470,000. I think it's great. I think it's an economic driver, but we're not in an economic situation that we can spend that kind of money. Fortunately, the Delight Corps has some grant opportunities. So we have applied for that. The mayor and her team have applied for that to offset our match. We're waiting to hear back. Potentially, this can be a no cost to the city of Carencro project. I'm in favor at that point. So we'll see what happens. More to come. We passed a resolution. This is in regard to parking for the Save On Seasoning Festival. And so the Seasoning Festival has requested that we not allow street parking on Luxor Way and the beginning of Brockton and Tournament Drive during the festival. And so the point of that is if you start getting people parking on both sides of the street, you won't be able to get fire trucks, police trucks, ambulances in and out quickly. It becomes a safety hazard. It makes traffic more difficult. As I understand it, there is not going to be much traffic on those streets anyway. They will be monitored, but there may be some. And so this is to protect the residents in those areas so that they can easily get in and out of their houses, and then a safety issue. We passed it unanimously. I think it's a great idea. And in fact, we changed the language in it from applying just for this year to in perpetuity. So every year, whatever the weekend of the Save On Seasoning Festival is, that will apply. I did ensure with the mayor that there will be some signage and some information going out that the residents and the community are aware where they can and can't park. So keep your eye out. Lots of information coming on that. It's maybe overwhelming the amount of things going on and information, but really we want you to come out and enjoy that festival. We annexed the property. We've talked about that for months. This was just one of the final steps to actually make that happen. And finally, we heard a variance request. This is for the old Boomer Conference, the building on the corner of Veterans and Church Street. I did a lot of work over the weekend and yesterday trying to research and understand what was the history of that building in terms of variances and codes and trying to understand what the owner was requesting. He's trying to sell this building, and I can appreciate it. And I'm still not completely sure what variance he needs or wants, but essentially the variance was not granted, and he will need to come back to us when and if he has a buyer. Typically, the code applies. The Performance Land Use Ordinance, which is the city's code that governs most of these things, applies to the business type, not the building. So we don't classify a building as residential, commercial, industrial. We classify the business type. So if you want to open up a church, that has very low standards and requirements. If you want to open up a nightclub, that has huge standards and requirements. And so there's everything in between. And so not knowing what he would want to open or who he would want to sell it to, it's impossible for me and the council to give an opinion or make a ruling on what we would be willing to help them on. So there was some confusion, I think. I understand there's some frustration through the years that have built up, but that's where we're at. We're happy to work with him and any business who wants to come to Carencro, but we need to know what that business is, and depending on how it impacts our community, the direct neighbors there, our infrastructure, we may be more or less willing to work with them. So more to come on that. You know, I think I am as business friendly as anybody, but I also have a responsibility to protect those who are already there and the neighbors living there. And so that's the balancing act. I'm happy to hear and see more and hope to bring somebody to that business, but I need to know what it is. So we also did create a development committee to review some development things. And I think as this master plan is finalized, we'll have some more direction for that. More to come on it, but we did create it, and Mr. Antoine Babineau and myself will be the two council representatives. I really am pretty passionate about development. I think about it a lot, and I've put a lot of time and effort into trying to move the needle on development in general. So I'm excited to serve on that and excited to see what we'll do. Please we're coming into an important time of year. You know, there's football and there's hunting, but just remember our neighbors. There's Thanksgiving and Christmas and those times, and they can be tough for some of our neighbors. If there's something you can do for them, please consider doing something, whether it's time, talent, money, whatever it is that you can do. Please consider helping out our neighbors in this season. Thank you, and go Bears.